7 a.m. Tuesday. I woke up to the sound of metal screaming, bolts snapping, glass shattering, and 3 men standing on my roof with crowbars ripping apart my $40,000 solar array. I ran outside, barefoot gravel slicing my feet, blood mixing with the smell of burning wires. And there she was. Bryn Keller, the HOA president, standing on my lawn in yoga pants and a smirk, holding her clipboard like a sword. "Violation notice," she said. "You'll remove those panels or pay $500 a day in fines." What she didn't know was that I used to rewire military power grids in Iraq. She had no idea who she'd just picked a fight with. My name's Dex Monroe. 52. Former Navy electrical engineer, divorced, 1 daughter, Skylar, 17, smarter than I'll ever be. I bought a small, beat-up house in Pine Haven Estates, a neighborhood so polished you could eat off the sidewalks. My place, the eyesore. Old shingles, faded siding, a truck that didn't match the HOA's image, but it had a south-facing roof, perfect for solar. 2 years of saving a mountain of paperwork, every county permit in place. I did everything right. Those panels weren't a hobby. They were my plan to kill a $300 electric bill and put the savings toward Skylar's college fund. The system passed, every inspection went live in April. By June, my electric meter was spinning backward. I was producing more energy than I used. It felt like winning for once. Then came Bryn Keller, 48, realtor, self-proclaimed savior of property values. Perfect blonde bob, perfect smile, perfect control over everyone's lives. She became HOA president unopposed 3 years ago and ruled like a suburban dictator. She hated anything that broke her beige symmetry, especially my solar panels. That morning, as I stood bleeding on my gravel driveway watching strangers rip apart what I'd worked 2 years for, I showed her my county permit. "I'm fully approved," I said. She didn't even blink. County doesn't override HOA bylaws. Then she turned and walked to her spotless white Lexus vanity plate reading, "Sold it." My inverter sparked behind her. Smoke curled up. The smell of melted plastic burned into my lungs. $40,000 gone in minutes. When Skylar got home that afternoon, she saw the wreckage and cried. She'd written her college essay about that project, about me trying to make a difference. I didn't know what to say. I just hugged her, feeling the blood dry on my feet, and promised, "We're not letting them win." 2 days later, a certified letter showed up, county zoning complaint. "Unsafe, unpermitted construction," it said. Filed by a concerned neighbor. The return address, Bryn's real estate office. She wasn't even hiding it. The county inspector looked at my file and sighed. "Your permits are perfect," he said. "This is nonsense, but we have to re-inspect. 3-week backlog. 3 weeks for Bryn to tell the whole neighborhood my house was a fire hazard." Then came the letter from an attorney, Clayton Voss Escrew, demanding removal within 14 days or face a lawsuit. Funny thing, he lived 2 doors down. Bryn's brother-in-law. Family discount intimidation. For the first time in years, I felt powerless. Maybe I had messed up. Maybe I should have asked for HOA approval. I sat at the kitchen table that night, staring at the destroyed panels, the smell of burnt insulation still heavy in the air. I wanted to quit, sell the house, walk away, let her win. But then my phone buzzed. A message from Greta, 3 streets over. She fined me $800 for painting a little free library for kids. Made me tear it down. Another from Harlan. She tried to fine me for my EV charger until I showed her state law protecting it. She backed off, but she's been gunning for me since. And then Felix. Got ring footage of Bryn directing those workers onto your roof. Want the file? That's when it clicked. She wasn't targeting me. She'd been doing this for years. Everyone just got too tired or scared to fight back. But she'd finally picked someone who knew how systems worked and how to break them. I pulled the HOA's architectural guidelines off their website, all 47 pages, and spent the night reading. Halfway through, buried in section 14.3, I found it. Energy efficiency improvements, including solar installations, are exempt from prior approval provided they meet county standards. Added 2 years before Bryn took office. She'd been citing a rule that didn't even apply. The next morning, I met with a paralegal named Marion Chase. Tough, sharp, all business. After 20 minutes skimming my paperwork, she said, "You're in the clear. She's the one breaking the rules. You want to hit back." We printed 87 letters, one for every homeowner in Pine Haven. Each included the bylaw section, a copy of my permits, and a question in bold. Did you know your HOA president ignores the rules she enforces? That night, I slid letters into mail slots until my calves burned. By the next morning, the neighborhood was buzzing. Bryn's perfect little empire was cracking. And then the cherry on top, her husband, Councilman Troy Keller, showed up at my door. No suit this time, just jeans and a forced smile. "Off the record," he said. "Drop this. You're making things complicated. Code enforcement can make life difficult for old houses like yours." I hit record on my phone. "Say that again?" I asked. His face went pale. He stormed off. I saved the audio in 3 different folders. Iraq taught me something valuable. Always assume the line's hot. The harassment didn't stop. I started getting fines, mailbox, rust, lawn height, trash bins visible. $600 total. I photographed everything, proof that half the street had the same issues, no fines. Selective enforcement. Classic HOA abuse. Marion found even bigger dirt. Bryn had paid herself $18,000 over 3 years through her consulting company. Another $3,000 to her brother-in-law's landscaping firm. It was all there in the HOA's financial statements. I was staring at textbook embezzlement. But she was still in power, still dangerous. Every move she made was an attack. She vandalized my truck one night, spray-painted "Leech" across the side. The cops took a report. Felix's camera caught her car driving by 3 times. She denied everything. That's when I remembered something from my Navy days: whoever controls the power controls everything. Pine Haven's grid ran on one old transformer installed in 1998, 27 years old, overdue for replacement. And that transformer sat on HOA land behind overgrown shrubs blocked from access. Except the easement for maintenance ran directly through my property. Legally, I had equal access rights. So I filed a complaint. Transformer access obstructed possible safety hazard. 3 days later, a utility truck rolled in. 2 engineers spent 40 minutes inspecting, then zip-tied a bright red notice to the fence. Equipment condemned unsafe for operation. Perfect timing. The HOA had called an emergency town hall for Saturday at 2 p.m. to vote on legal action against me. That was also when the utility company scheduled their transformer replacement. 2 p.m. sharp, Pine Haven would lose power for 72 hours. Except for one house. Mine. I invited everyone to the pavilion anyway. Marion brought a projector. Greta brought evidence binders. Harlan brought a whiteboard, and Channel 9 News brought a camera. At exactly 2 o'clock, the lights died. Every house went dark. Street lamps, air conditioners, even the community center's ceiling fans all silent. And 3 streets away, my house glowed bright under the afternoon sun, solar batteries humming. The symbolism hit like a hammer. "Thanks for coming," I said into the mic, the only working PA in the neighborhood. "Let's talk about where your money went." Marion projected the numbers on a white screen: payments to Keller and Associates Mountain Vista, LLC, Property IQ Pro, $28,000 total. Gasps, whispers. Someone shouted, "Thief!" Bryn's face twisted as her new lawyer whispered frantically. She shot to her feet, voice cracking. "You think you can destroy me? You're nobody, a washed-up divorcee in a junkyard truck." The crowd froze. Every camera caught it. I leaned forward. "Just to be clear, your defense is that I don't belong here because I'm not rich enough, or because I didn't worship you." Silence, then clapping, then cheering. Greta stood up. "We're calling for a recall vote. Who wants her removed?" Hands shot up. Dozens of them. Enough for a majority right there in that pavilion. Bryn's lawyer leaned in again. She jerked her arm away, trembling. "Fine," she hissed. "I resign." The crowd erupted. Reporters pushed forward. "Mrs. Keller, any comment on the embezzlement allegations?" She shoved past them, her white Lexus waiting like a ghost among powerless houses. She sped off, tires spitting, gravel vanity plate glinting. Sold it. One last time. I stood there, the hum of my generator echoing in the distance, and looked at the people around me, neighbors who'd finally realized they had a voice. Marion stepped to the mic. "Anyone joining the class action, come see me." Hands went up again, more than half the crowd. I didn't celebrate. I didn't smile. I just looked toward my house glowing in the middle of a dead grid and thought, "You wanted control, Bryn. You built your kingdom on fear. I just turned the lights on." And in that moment, I understood something. Simple power doesn't come from titles or bylaws or clipboards. It comes from knowledge and the courage to use it. Never let people who thrive on control convince you that you're powerless. Sometimes all it takes to win is knowing where the switch is.